Alright, what's up, y'all? Me as me, Broma 2.0. And pretty much we're gonna be reading Stardust Trinity. We're gonna be starting Stardust Trinity. I was supposed to do this last Saturday. I was supposed to do this the day before yesterday, which was Saturday, because the day is Monday. So I was supposed to do this the day before yesterday. And what I mean by the day before yesterday, I'm talking about Saturday. I was supposed to do it that day, but I ended up forgetting about it. And then plus I had to do something for my pawpaw, and I had to work with him and junk like that. And next thing you know, we got tired and junk. You know what I'm saying? And Sunday I was supposed to I said I was gonna do it Sunday, but then I had to go to church and junk like that. And then after I got from church, I didn't really feel like doing the video. So that's why that's why I'm dropping this video today, just to let y'all know. That's why it took me so long to make this jump. But and we do got Ben the old man here, so Ben the old man say something.
Yeah, the old man with the plan. Been the old man, y'all already know. I'm from the old school. Y'all know how I do. I'm from the old school. Y'all know how I do. I'm just saying. But anyway, look, man, look. Alright, look, but listen. Right, listen. Yeah, Broma 2.0 was like, you know what? And this was before the whole little channel update thing. He had said, bro, he had told me, hey, bro, look, you know what, bro? Broma 2.0 had said, he had told me, hey, bro, look, you know what? I had said, what? Broma 2.0 had said, man, you know what? We need to stop reviewing Ruben Astra Hunter, man. It's too many views on that junk. Right? Then plus Chris was already done with the whole junk, so it wasn't no reason to review it no more. But now we continued a little bit after he was already done, but then it got down to a point to where Broma 2.0 was like, hey, look, we need to stop doing this and move on to Stardust Trinity, his new series and junk like that. And yeah. So and then that's when I was like, you know what? You right. And that's when I was like, man, hey, bro, look, man, I can't wait to see what's this Stardust Trinity joint. Now, Broma 2.0 has talked, because y'all already know Broma 2.0. You friend, because Broma 2.0, you friends with Chris. He the same, for those who wondering, he the same dude who created Ruben Astra Hunter.
Yeah, y'all. So the same niggas, what was it? Stardust Trinity is created by the same dude who made it Ruben Astra Hunter, bro. So just to let y'all know. So don't be thinking that I'm reading somebody else's story. No, this is the same dude, Christopher Taylor, my homie that y'all seen me play the game in previous videos and stuff like that. And the nigga that y'all seen me interview for the Ruben Astra Hunter junk, I did a live stream. It was way back earlier this year. And y'all know who Christopher Taylor is. Y'all know who Chris is, but
yeah, man, they know who Christopher Taylor is, man. They know, bro.
But
yeah, like I was saying though, man, y'all know who Christopher Taylor is, man. So yeah, Broma 2.0 just said. And yeah, man, I was like, bro, hold up, cause this is what it was. At first I was like, okay, Stardust Trinity, it must be somebody else's series. And he told me that it was Chris' series. I was like, hold up, you talking about the same nigga that we reviewed for the Ruben Astra Hunter jump? And Broma 2.0 had told me, he had said, yo. And I was like, oh, alright. You know what I'm saying? Cause I was like, hey, bro, let's go. Right? He moving on to better things. You know what I'm saying? He moving on to better things. Not to say that Ruben Astra Hunter wasn't good, cause it was good. It was fire. And yeah, and lately, Broma 2.0, I think you told me that Chris told you on how Ruben Astra Hunter ended, because remember when we was reviewing it, you didn't want it to be spoiled and junk like that at first.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be spoiled at first, but like eventually he had said like do you really like since you not reviewing Ruby Dash 100 no more, like do you want me to like review do you want me to like tell you like how it ended? And I had said yeah and junk like that, but yeah. But for those who wondering, since I'm not reviewing Ruby Dash the Hunter no more, is I'm reviewing Stardust Trinity. Yes, I'm reviewing Stardust Trinity. I don't know why I would even say that. Let me get my name. I don't know why I would say that.
Yeah, man, they already know, man, you reviewing Stardust Trinity, man, because of the title and junk like that. And you already done said it at the beginning of the video and junk.
Yeah, man, like yeah. But yeah, let me just go ahead and how should I put it? Yeah, let me just go ahead and yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it though, man. Yeah, today we're pretty much gonna be reading the prologue to Stardust Trinity. Now I'm gonna give y'all a quick rundown on like how Stardust Trinity is. So apparently it's a Sonic fan-made series. Sonic the Hedgehog fan-made series. It's on Wattpad. And I will be leaving the link in the description down below, just like how I always do with my reviews, like how I did with Ruby Dash for Hunter. I left a link to like the actual book that the chapter that I read from is in. So y'all can go read it for yourself and junk like that. So yeah, and I'm gonna do the same thing on here, man. But yeah, but it's about like this girl named Sky, this girl named Celine, and this girl named Iris. And Sky is pretty much Sonic's disciple, meaning like basically Sonic's student. Meaning like Sonic pretty much taught her on how to fight. She got the same powers as Sonic just about. Same thing with Celine. Celine is basically Shadow's student. And Iris is basically a Silver student, and she got psychokinesis like Silver, and Celine got the whole dark edgy looking thing with you know the teleportation with the chaos control and the emeralds and stuff. She got all that, man. So yeah, that's pretty much what this junk is. This is a Sonic fan made series where Sonic, Silver, and Iris are pretty not Sonic, Silver, and Iris, but yes, Sonic, Silver, and Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. I meant to say are teaching Sky, Celine, and Iris on how to fight and something like that. It's basically you might as well say teaching the next generation on how to fight just like them, basically. And they're humans. I know niggas are gonna be like, but that's kind of weird that they getting taught by like hedgehogs on how to fight if they human. Nah, bro, it ain't that weird. It ain't that weird, bro. Have y'all not seen Multiverse Sonic? Multiverse Sonic, and y'all already know I don't react to that series no more. But I do be getting like some information on what's currently going on by Chris. But I don't be watching the series no more because it's like, bro, once y'all go woke, why would I give y'all views? You see what I'm saying? If I'm clicking on the video, that means I'm giving y'all views. If I don't like something, why would I give views to y'all? You see what I'm saying? To y'all new stuff that's woke. Like, I give views to y'all old stuff, but not y'all woke stuff. Like, anything that's that Gaia Sonic episode and after, I don't care for it. I want to hear about it, you know what I'm saying, to keep up. Because eventually I'm going to make another cartoon battle with Multiverse Sonic in the future. So I do got to get my information from Chris. Because he keeps up with the stuff. And he's going to have to rewatch from Gaia Sonic all the way up to the current episodes whenever like we do the cartoon battle that whenever I get my PS5 and stuff like that. And yeah. But yeah, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Yeah, I know this is like a long like intro, but yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this. But yeah, so bro, not bro man, I am bro man. But Ben the old man, is you ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? You already know I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Alright, y'all, let's just go ahead and get into it. But yup, let's go ahead and get into it. The prologue. Alright. Stardust Trinity, right? Prologue. The spark within. The world wasn't always in chaos before the storms and battles. There were still moments of peace, fleeting pockets of laughter, quiet dinners, and soft embraces. For three girls who would one day become heroes, their story didn't begin with glory or power. It began with family, with dreams, and with the fire that life tried so hard to extinguish. Sky. Hold on, wait a minute. Sky Hayashi. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below, Chris, if I'm saying it right. But yeah. Sky Hayashi lived in the modest city of Emerald Vale with her loving family. Her father, Kenji Hayashi, worked in construction. Wait a minute. Let me run that jump back, y'all. Hold on. Her father, Kenji Hayashi, worked in construction, while her mother, Emiko Hayashi, ran a part-time flower shop. Sky had two younger siblings, Aiko, her playful little sister, and Ren, her giggly baby brother. Though their house was small, it was warm, filled with stories, bedtime songs, and the comfort of being together. But life doesn't always stay golden. One day Kenji left. No goodbye, no explanation. Just silence and an empty space where a father used to be. Emiko, determined to keep her family from falling apart, worked harder than ever. Always smiling, always pretending that everything was fine. Sky could see through it. She tried to stay strong for her brother and her siblings, bottling her pain deep down until one quiet night, when the weight was too much to carry, hidden from view, Sky broke down in tears. Emiko found her in the corner of her room, weeping silently. Kneeling down, she wrapped her arms around her daughter and whispered, "You don't have to stay here, Sky. You have something special inside you. Go and become something greater." The next day, with tears and hugs, Sky packed her things and left, saying goodbye to her family with one goal in mind: to change the world. Fate didn't take long to test her resolve. Not long after leaving home, Eggman launched an attack on the Sky. Amid the chaos, Sky found a lost child and her mother, leading them to safety through the crumbling streets. But as she turned back, she came face to face with the Eggman itself. Desperate and defiant, she picked up a rock and threw it at the towering machine. Eggman laughed, unimpressed, and prepared to strike until a blue blur tore through the sky. Sonic the Hedgehog arrived just in time, making quick work of the villain like it was routine. As he turned to leave, Sky called out to him. "Train me," she said without hesitation. Sonic paused, grinned, and replied. I'm about to do my little Sonic impression, y'all. Hold on. I'm about to do my little Sonic impression, bro. Hold on.
That took some guts, but training's no walk in the park.
Hold on, let me run it back.
That took some guts, but training's no walk in the park.
Sky didn't flinch. I don't care. I want to help people. And so Sonic trained her, not just in speed, but in everything he had learned from the Starfall Islands. Salute, Sonic Boom, Homing Shot. Bruh, it's homing attack, man. Bruh, Chris, you gonna have to correct that, bruh. It's the homing attack. That little icon move that you see where Sonic jumps up and then he shoots himself and knock the person out. It's not called homing shot. It's called homing attack, man. So yeah, you gonna have to it's an error in here, man. You instead of it saying side loop, Sonic Boom, homing shot, wild rush, grand slam, loop kick, side loop kick, and recovery smash, you gonna have to change that homing shot to homing attack, because that's not what that homing shot. It ain't even what it's called. It's called homing attack, man. So yeah, man. I don't know if you forgot that it was called that, but that's what it's called, man. But yeah. And for y'all viewers, not you, Chris, but for the other people who saying that I'm wrong, not you, Chris, but I'm talking about other people who, because some people like to go on here and try to make it look like I don't know what I'm talking about. Not you, Chris, but other people. For those who don't know what I'm talking, who say that I don't know what I'm talking about, I do know what I'm talking about, and I know that it's homing attack. You can look, y'all viewers who are saying that I'm wrong, not you, Chris, but I'm talking about other people that are watching my joint. For y'all niggas who saying that I'm wrong, y'all can go look it up, man. It's called homing attack, bro. I know what I'm talking about. But back to you, Chris, though, it's called homing attack, man. But yeah, I know you didn't. I know you. It was just a little mistake, man. That's all it was. But when I was snapping right there, I was just snapping at the people who gonna say that I don't know what I'm talking about. The other people that's watching this video. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's called homing attack, man. It's not called homing shot. So yeah, you gonna have to correct it. You gonna have to correct that little error and jump. But yeah. Continuing as I was saying though, and so Sonic trained her not just in speed, but in everything he had learned from the Starfall Islands. Salute, Sonic Boom, homing attack. Oh yeah, and another thing too, homing attack, which is basically homing shot, because you how should I put it? You made an error right there. But what I'm saying is that homing attack, when you were saying homing shot, which I'm guessing you were trying to say homing attack. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing you were trying to say homing attack. But if it is, then you gonna have to change that. But continuing as I was saying though, right? If you were trying to say homing attack, Sonic didn't really learn homing attack from the Star Islands. He been knew this jump. You can go back in Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic been knew what homing attack is. That's been his thing way before Sonic Frontiers. You can go back and play Sonic Forces, he does a homing attack. If you go and play Sonic Unleashed, he does a homing attack. If you go and play Sonic Adventure 1, he does a homing attack. It might not have an icon on it, but it's still the homing attack, because later on they started adding the homing attack with the icon before you attack the person. But it's still called homing attack, man. But yeah. So yeah, that homing shot. I'm just guessing you were probably trying to say homing attack when you said homing shot. I'm guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you were saying that, just know that he been knew that way before he even got to the Star Islands and Frontiers. So yeah, that right there, like, don't need to be right there, like, cause he been knew what homing attack was. I'm just saying, if you were trying to say homing attack, but accidentally said homing shot, and you were referring to like the stuff that he learned in the Star Islands, he been knew what on homing attack was, way before the junk. But yeah. But let me continue though. I know I was rambling and jump right there, but I was just giving you information like that's factual. But yeah, so it says right here, and so Sonic trained her not just in speed, but in everything he had learned from the Star Islands. Salute, Sonic Boom, homing attack, which is what you was trying to say, homing shot, if I'm not mistaken. Wild Rush, Grand Slam, loop kick, cyclone kick, and recovery smash. Though she never reached Sonic's exact speed, she became fast enough to run beside him and skilled enough to stand her ground. After 3 years of relentless training, she was ready. Bruh, if she was able to run beside him, that means that she's fast as him. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if like the AI was tripping on that part when you was using the AI. But bruh, if she's able to run fast, like fast enough to like run up beside him, then that means that she was fast as him. Like, I don't think she should be as fast as Sonic. Like, she should be like, I'm gonna say at least like almost as fast as Sonic. I don't think that she should be as fast as Sonic, because then it'll look like she done learned everything. It's gonna look like she done everything, like adapted so quickly that now she's just as fast as Sonic. So yeah, man. But yeah. But yeah. But yeah, so the AI kind of like was being a hypocrite on that part, because it's like it literally said though she never reached Sonic's exact speed, she became fast enough to run beside him. That means that she was able to keep up with his speed. So the AI is just being a hypocrite on that. I don't know what was going on that. So the AI should have just said that like she's as fast as Sonic, but she can't break speed limits like Sonic. I'm guessing that's what it's trying to say. It's trying to say that like that she can't break the speed limit, like go faster than light. I'm guessing that's what it's saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, in the comment section on by what the AI was saying when it typed this junk. And yes, for those who are wondering, yes, he used AI again on the story. So yeah, man. But he took time to type this in there, and the AI had to like put everything together. So he did some type of like effort. He did the same thing with Ruben Astrona. For those who are gonna make a whole big jumbo about him using AI for a story. But yeah. Cause that takes effort. You gotta actually type in what you want the AI to say before the AI can even create anything. So it gotta take some type of effort. But yeah. But let me reread the junk again. Though she never reached Sonic's exact speed, she became fast enough to read. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me reread that, y'all. Let me reread it. Okay. Though she never reached Sonic's exact speed, she became fast enough to run beside him and skilled enough to stand her ground. After 3 years of relentless training, she was ready. Miles away in the city of Central Ring, Celine Akamura correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm saying it right. You gonna have to like, when me and you get in the call, man, you gonna have to like clear this up or like I don't know, cause man, like some of these names, man, Akamura, that's what it is. Akamura, that's what it is. Okay, let me get my neck. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm saying it right, but I'm guessing her last name is like Akamura. All right, so let me read it again. But yo, miles away in the city of Central Ring, Celine Akamura lived in a disciplined household. Her mother, Dr. Yuna Akamura, was one of Gun's top medical minds, and her father, Commander Razo Akamura, was Gun's most decorated soldier. That right there gonna have to be corrected, bro. Instead of it saying was Gun's most okay, it was saying like was Gun's most, it was saying like it was that he was the one. Okay, never mind. You don't have to correct this part. My fault, I'm tripping. Let me get my neck. Alright. My fault, man, I'm tripping. Alright, so that jump right there don't need to be corrected. My fault. Alright, so let me reread again, man. Golly. Alright, her mother, Dr. Yuna Akamura, was one of Gun's top medical minds, and her father, Commander Razo Akamura, was Gun's most decorated soldier and Shadow the Hedgehog's most trusted partner. Their home was strong and orderly, and Celine admired her father more than anyone. Why the world is my junk going out, man? Alright, y'all. Let me reread this again, man, cause man, my phone tripping. Hold on. Alright. So now I gotta reread this same sentence again, cause my phone tripping. Alright. Her mother, Dr. Yuna Akamura, was one of Gun's top medical minds, and her father, Commando Razo Akamura, was Gun's most decorated soldier and Shadow the Hedgehog's most trusted partner. Their home was strong and orderly, and Celine admired her father more than anyone. But on one mission, everything changed. Razo was sent on a dangerous operation alongside Shadow to stop the remnants of the Black Arms. He succeeded in saving countless lives, but paid the ultimate price. With his last breath, he handed his gun badge to Shadow and said, "Give this to my father." Hold on, wait a minute. I'm messing up, y'all. Hold on, wait a minute. All right. With his last breath, he handed his gun badge to Shadow and said, "Give this to my daughter and tell her to be strong." When Shadow returned with the badge and the news, Celine's world shattered, but she didn't cry. She gritted her teeth and stood tall. In months that followed, she rose through Gun's ranks, determined to carry her father's legacy. Okay, I get what you saying when it said that she didn't cry, but it's like, bro, if she takes inspiration from Shadow, right? This is just from me going reading this. Wouldn't she cry if somebody close to her die? Cause man, like this right here, like her saying that, like it's saying that like she didn't cry, like bruh, she had to have cried, bruh. Like I don't know if like you typed in something different and like the AI was just like tripping and said that she didn't cry, but she should have cried, bruh. Like this just me to make it more emotional. You gonna have to change that and say that her whole world shattered or she cried or something like that. Because when you say that like she didn't cry, it makes it look like she's too. Makes it look like she too I can't really explain it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like those characters that just don't cry at all. Like that's what it makes it seem like. It makes it seem like she's too much like Shadow in a way. Like, Shadow actually cried. My fault. Shadow actually cried when Maria died. But yeah, man, it makes it seem like she don't got no emotions. Like that's what it makes it seem like. So yeah, you might have to change that where it says something about like something she didn't cry. You might have to take that part out. And say that she cried, or like you gonna have to change it into something different, because when you make it seem when you make it to where like she doesn't cry, it makes it seem like she too, I don't know, man. It makes it seem like she don't got no emotions. That's the way it makes it seem. When I don't know, man. Now I ain't saying that it gotta be realistic, but that part has to be realistic. Like if her father dies, you have to make her where she cries, bro. Otherwise, it's just gonna make it look like she don't got no emotions. That just from what I'm getting from what I'm reading on that part. So yeah, that's another error that I came across. But yeah, but let me just reread. When Shadow returned with the badge and the news, Celine's world shattered, but she didn't cry. She gritted her teeth and stood tall. In the months that followed, she rose through Gunn's ranks, determined to carry her father's legacy. She eventually approached Shadow and asked him to train her. He refused twice, but on the third time, he saw it. Her fire, her discipline, her will. Shadow agreed. Gunn scientists built Celine a custom pair of rocket boots, modeled after Shadow's. Training began immediately. Stealth, firearm handling, close quarters combat. Hold on, wait a minute. I ain't even read that jump right. Hold on, y'all. Alright. Gun scientists built Celine a custom pair of rocket shoes modeled after Shadow's. Training began immediately. Stealth, firearm handling, close quarter combat. Then came chaos energy. Shadow taught her chaos spear, chaos arrows, and the powerful chaos blast, but Celine's potential ran deeper. With permission, With permission, Shadow trained her in a forbidden energy, Doom energy. She mastered Doom spears, launching 5 devastating javelins at once. She learned the Doom Blast, a volley of overwhelming energy attacks. Doom Surf, which allowed her to summon a stingray-like on board beneath her feet to glide across water. Her Doom Morph gave her a squid-like form that could maneuver through any terrain, and finally she mastered Doom Wings, shadowy, graceful wings that allowed her to fly. When she could keep up with Shadow himself, she was too hold on, wait a minute. Golly. Alright, let me reread this, man. When she could keep up with Shadow himself, she too was ready. Then there was Iris Kazihara. She lived in a mansion of marble halls and crystal chandeliers. Her mother, Sayaka Kazuhara was a world-renowned fashion model. Her father, Toru Kazuhara, was a real estate magnate. Iris had everything: grades, status, and wealth. She was also spoiled. In college by the age of 16. Wait, why would she be in college at the age of 16, bro? I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, bro. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, bro. Is her IQ that high? Because that's not normal for a character, bro. She's in college at 16, bro. That's a little weird, bro. She's in there with adults, bro. That's a little weird. I'm just saying, man. That's a little weird. Don't she supposed to still be in high school? Like, what's going on, man? Like, Chris, you gonna have to clear this all up, man. Because, man, there's no way in the world, even in fiction, she would be. There's no way in the world, even in fiction, she would be in 16 in college, bro. That's high school age, man. Like, don't she supposed to still be in high school? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, I'm trying to figure out, man. You gonna have to clear this stuff up, man. Because this is confusing me. In college, by the age of 16, her prideful attitude and cold demeanor earned her enemies. One day, a group of students cornered her in a valley, intending to humiliate her. But before they could lay a finger on her, a strange force froze them in midair and slammed them aside. Iris turned to see a silver-furred hedgehog floating effortlessly above the ground. Silver the hedgehog. "They're gone," he said. "But maybe it's time you ask yourself why they came after you." His words stuck on chord. Humbled, Iris rethought her actions. Rethought her actions? Rethinked her actions? You gonna have to correct that, man. Instead of it saying Iris rethought her actions, it should say humbled Iris rethinked her actions. Or I don't know. Like, sometimes I be seeing people saying rethink, and sometimes I be seeing people say rethought. I never heard of no rethought. I've heard of rethinked. He rethinked his actions. I've heard something like that. Now, I ain't saying that she's a he, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just using that for example. I've never heard nobody say rethought. I've heard somebody said rethinked her actions, but I've never heard nobody say rethought. That surprised me. Like, I don't know, man. Anyway, and this is the AI's fault. This ain't your fault, Chris. I'm just saying this is the AI's fault, because the AI tripping right now. I don't know what's going on. Days later, after class, she found him meditating on the cliffs of Mount Mirage. She asked him to teach her not just power, but how to be better. Silver agreed. Iris trained harder than she ever had before. She began with pebbles, then cars, then boulders, until she could lift entire sections of terrain with her mom. Under Silver's guidance, she learned control, concentration, and how to truly use her psychokinesis, not for pride, but for purpose. In time, why the world is like my... I hate it when you scrolling in Wattpad and then like it just goes up to like this right here. When you trying to like scroll up down to like read this, like it be kind of weird when they do that. But yeah, but continuing as I was saying though, right? Yeah, in time she could even levitate mountains. You gonna have to nerf her, bro. Like, you gonna have to change that, man. Silver cannot levitate no mountain, bro. He can't levitate no mountain, bro. You gonna have to change that. I'm sorry, Chris, but you gonna have to change that, bro. That makes her too broken. You gonna have to nerf that, man. You gonna have to take that last part off, cause man, there's no Silver himself can't even levitate no mountain. Now he can make a thing that's put a whole bunch of cars together and make a big giant boulder, cause he did that in Sonic Generations. But when you fight him, but like, bruh, this thing where it's saying something about like some in time she could even levitate mountains, you gonna have to take that off, bruh. She way too broken, man. She way too broken. Or unless like you saying that like this version of Silver can levitate a mountain. But man, nah, bro. Cause Silver himself can't even levitate a mountain. Cause from what I know, this is supposed to take place right after the Frontiers. So there's no way in the world like there's no way in the world like Silver should be able to lift a mountain, bro. He can't lift no mountain. So if you make it where like she can lift a mountain, then that's gonna make Silver look weak. You gonna have to take that last part off, Chris. And like I said before, it's not you, it's the AI. Unless like you must have typed in it and the AI must have read it. But that little last part where it said in time she could even levitate mountains, that junk gotta be that junk gotta come off, bro. Cause like Silver himself, if you continuing after Frontiers, which you are, because like it talks about the Star Islands and stuff like that. So if you are doing it, you gonna have to make it where you gonna have to make it, man, where if you making it to where like she could levitate mountains, you gonna have to take that junk off. Cause man, there's no way in the world she should be able to levitate a mountain. Silver himself can't even levitate no mountain. Cause I'm just reading, going off of your story, bro. It says something about Star Islands when it talked about Sky's part. That means that this story takes place at the Frontiers. If it takes out the Frontiers, then that means that it's basically the game counterparts, but your iterations of them. It's like, bruh, there's no reason for her to be able to lift a mountain when Silver himself can't lift a mountain. He can't teach himself how to do it. So it's like, she shouldn't, Iris should not be able to lift no mountain. She'll be too broken, man. Like you gonna have to take that part off where it says in time she could even levitate mountains. You gonna have to take that junk off, man. But yeah. Alright, so it says right here, 3 girls, 3 stories, 1 forged by hope, 100 by loss, 1 changed by wisdom. Their paths were never meant to cross, but destiny doesn't ask permission. When the world began to tremble under a rising evil, their fates aligned. They will meet not as strangers, but as sisters. This is the beginning of their legend. This is Trinity. Okay, yeah, it's Trinity. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I was saying the name wrong, y'all. It's really called Trinity. I kept saying it was Stardust Trinity, but it's Trinity. That's what it's called. My fault, man. My fault, y'all. But yeah, my fault, Chris. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So my thoughts on the jump, right? Alright, so my thoughts on the jump, right? This jump right here is 5, but it's a lot of errors, man. Like that part where like let me go back to Sky's part. That part where it says something about like some home and shot, cause that part where it says something about like some, and so Sonic trained her not just in speed but in everything in everything he had learned from the Stardust Islands. Salute, uh, Sonic Boom, Home and Shot. Home and Shot, that's basically, if I'm not mistaken, you meant to say Home and Attack right there when you said Home and Shot. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if so, Sonic didn't learn Home and Attack from the islands, bro. He been knew this jump. Like, bro, you might need to go back and play Frontiers, not Frontiers, but Forces. You might need to go back and play Unleashed or like look up videos of these games. Sonic been knew Home and Attack, man. I'm guessing you was trying to say Home and Attack when you said Home and Shot, but it messed around and typed in Home and Shot. Like, instead of saying Home and Attack. But if you were trying to say Home and Attack on that part, bruh, like, cause that's the thing that has a little icon where it locks in and he shoots himself into a ball and then he knocks the person out. He been doing it. He did that, man, all the way back in Sonic Adventure 1. All the way up to Frontiers. Like, bro, he's been doing it, bro. Like, he's been doing that way before the Starfall Islands jump, man. He ain't learned that from the Starfall Islands. He been knew that jump, man. Way before the whole Frontiers arc. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you gonna have to change that jump. You might need to just take that part out entirely. Cause I mean, like, because this is basically name dropping stuff that he's done in Starfall Islands, and it has the little 2 dot things on the side where it says Starfall Islands. That's indicating about the name, everything that he's done, that he's learned at the Starfall Islands. He didn't learn Home and Shot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing you was trying to say Home and Attack when you said Home and Shot. Unless it's another move that was in Frontiers that was called Home and Shot. But if you was trying to say Home and Attack, bruh, this nigga Bandu did this jump. Anything that's a homing thing, he's been able to do that, man. He's been doing that since Sonic Adventure 1. And there's gonna be some people that's gonna be like, oh well, if Sonic was able to do Home and Attack during Adventure 1, why every time when you do the jump he doesn't have no icon? That's because they didn't start doing it until later on games. Because that was to make the Home and Attack a little bit more easier so you can know where the Home and Attack is about to go. But bro, he's been able to do that jump, man. Now correct me if I'm wrong. It might be a new move in Frontiers that's called Home and Shot. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below for those who have played Frontiers. It might have been another move that was called Home and Shot that's not the Home and Attack. But Chris, if you were trying to refer the Home and the Shot to Home and Attack, my nigga, this nigga Ben did this jump way before Frontiers. Because your story takes place after Frontiers because it's talking about the Star Islands. That was during Frontiers. This takes place obviously after Frontiers. So it's like, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, hold on, y'all. Hold on, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. But yeah, like, Chris, if you was referring to like the Home and Shot as Home and Attack, bruh, like, this nigga Ben did that jump way before Frontiers. Cause, I mean, like I said before, unless it might have been another move, I would have to go and look up the move set for Frontiers. Because I used to play Frontiers. Y'all all know that I played Frontiers on my channel. So I know what I'm talking about, bro. Like, so, yeah, and Chris played it too. So he knows what it is. But he might have got it mixed up with something. Like, I'm guessing it's a move that's called Home and Shot in Frontiers. So if it is a move that's called Home and Shot in Frontiers, then my fault on that. But if it ain't, and you were trying to say Home and Attack instead of Home and Shot, my nigga, this nigga Ben did this junk way before Frontiers. That's not something that he learned on the island. But correct me if I'm wrong on that, because yeah, man, let me know like what you were referring to when you had said Home and Shot, because if you was trying to say Home and Attack and then messed around and put Home and Shot, or if you were like if you were trying to say Home and Attack and they put a Home and Shot instead of Home and Attack, then yeah, you gonna have to change that jump. But if you were referring to a Home and Shot move, like a move that was actually called Home and Shot in Frontiers, cause like I said before, bro, anything that's a homing attack or homing anything, he's been able to do that from the get go. Now these other moves on here were from Frontiers, like this other stuff that you put down. But anything that was a homing thing, he was able to do that way before Frontiers. Unless it's one of like the moves where he's able to like the flying moves in the air when you hitting like the attack button. If it's one of those, nah, it's different. But if it's that one where when you hit the button, he does a homing attack and then goes into the attacks and stuff like that. That first homing attack that you do when you fighting in Frontiers, he's been able to do that. It's just he wasn't able to do like them fighting moves game mechanic wise, but we all know Sonic has been able to throw the hands. He's been able to throw these ever since like 1991. They just haven't showed it until like recent times. But Sonic has always been, you can look at the cutscene, Sonic has always been able to throw them hands. Like he always been good at punching and kicking and stuff like that. So yeah, for those who are just getting used to Sonic through Frontiers, that nigga been able to do that for the longest. It's just that they just wanted to do it for that game because it's been a while since, like, you know, Sonic was able to, you know, do like you know, been able to fight, because, you know, the last fighting game that we had with Sonic, where Sonic has fought in the story, like with game mechanic wise, was like Sonic Unleashed. But canonically, Sonic has always been able to throw these. It's just that in the gameplay will be you just running through the stage instead of like and doing home attacks, you know what I'm saying, instead of like throwing these. Even though everybody knew that he could throw these. Same thing with Mario. But yeah. Well, I take that back because only difference is they showed Mario where he was able to do karate. So yeah, and he kind of does do karate a little bit when you play as him, because it'd be certain things where he'll do a kick and then it would knock like a shell or something like that. But yeah. But yeah, let me know what you were referring to when you had said homing shot, because that might not be an error. That might have been one of the name of the moves that was new, that was in Frontiers. If it is, let me know. But if it ain't, and you were trying to like refer to homing shot as homing attack, just know that like he didn't learn that in Stardust Island. He been able to do homing attack. But let me know, man. Let me know. But yeah, but anyway though, right? Yeah. And so that's one point off. And the part where I'm guessing it said when it said that she didn't cry, that's another error. I feel like she should have cried. That's just me. I feel like she should have cried. I feel like that's an error, man. Like the AI, unless like you typed in there and the AI was tripping, and okay, cool, like you have to go back and correct it. But either way it goes, you gotta go back and correct that, man, because man, it makes it seem like she don't got like no emotions, man. She gotta have emotions, man. Like it makes it seem like she don't got no emotions. Yeah, and some people gonna be like, well, you don't want like a crybaby as like a female. Like that's what some people gonna say from me saying that. And it's like, bruh, there's plenty of characters that have cried. Spider-Man has cried. Wolverine has cried before, believe it or not. Captain America has cried before. Iron Man has cried before. He be going through depression sometimes. That's why he be drinking. But yeah, like it's like, man, yeah. Black Widow has cried before, so yeah, man, like you gonna have to change that, man. But yeah, yeah, and it's I'm trying to look for like the other error. Yeah, it was something about rethought. Trying to look up something. That was 2 errors that I named, right? Yeah, 2 errors. I'm guessing he had 2 errors. And it was the part where it said rethought. But that might have just been me on that part, cause I never heard somebody say rethought. I've heard somebody say they rethink that a person has well, no, you know what, you right, my fault. I have heard some people say rethought. My fault. Forget about what I said before on the rethought thing. I have heard it. So yeah, let me get my neck on that. So yeah, it really is just two. Like the junks that I mentioned, like that need to be corrected. That's the only thing that needs to be corrected. So let me go back to everything that I said that needs to be corrected. Now that first one where I said something about like something the Homan shot, you gonna have to correct me or something on that. Like, was that a move that he actually learned? Like, you gonna have to go back on like the frontier. I'm gonna have to go back on like the frontiers move set, and I'm gonna have to see was there a move that was actually called Homan shot, because if it's the one where he's just doing the Homan attack before he goes into like the combos, he's always been able to do that. He's always been able to do a one single Homan attack. Like, if that's what you mean by Homan shot. Now, if it's that one where Sonic he rolls into a ball and the guy's like has like all these little like blasters that's about to shoot at you, and then he does like, you know what move I'm talking about. He do it in the combos and stuff in Frontiers. Now, if it's that you referring to, then yeah, that's a new move. But other than that, man, if you talking about if you was trying to say the Homan attack and mess around and say a Homan shot, then yeah, he's been able to do that from the start. But if you were just saying that the new move in Frontiers that he's never been able to do before Frontiers that was called Homan shot, then yeah, you don't have to correct it. I would have to go back and like kind of read up on that. That might be something that I might be misinformed on. I would have to go back and actually kind of look at the move set of Frontiers, because there's a lot of moves that he was able to do in that game that he's never did in games before. That he just learned on the island. But yeah. Yeah, but the only thing that needs to be corrected though, cause like I said, I'm gonna have to do some research. I'm gonna have to go back and do my research on that Homan shot thing, cause I know it's one that's called Homan attack, which he's been able to do for ever since Adventure 1. But I'm gonna have to read and see like what Homan shot is. Like, I'm gonna have to look at like the move set, the menu, the unlockables with the moves and stuff. I'm gonna have to see if it was a thing in there that says Homan shot. If it wasn't a thing in there that said Homan shot, then you will have to like take it off. I have to go back and do research and then come back and tell you. Or like you can go back and like redo research. Either way it goes, I'm gonna go back and do some research on that, because I remember playing Frontiers and I never heard of no move that was called Homan shot. I know about Grand Slam and all them jumps, but I never heard of no move that was called Homan shot. If I did, it might be because I forgot. I don't know, but I have to go and do my research on that. But yeah, but I'm trying to figure out the other error that I was talking about. That's an actual error. Oh yeah, the part where it said that she didn't cry. That jump right there need to be removed. Like, that you gonna have to remove that, because it makes it seem like she don't have no emotions when you do that. When it said that Celine didn't cry when her father died. But yeah, man. Like, I can understand her acting like she don't got no emotions, you know what I'm saying? Having a little tough persona on like Shadow, after her father died, and it's been some years after her father died, and it don't bother her no more. But I feel like, bro, if this talking about the backstory of her, like, bro, it should literally show her crying because her father freaking died. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yo, that's really the only error then, to be honest with you. Like I said before, if I would have to go back and look and see if it was a move that was called home and shot in Frontiers. If it's not, then you gonna have to like remove it, because that was basically the section where it was naming all the moves that he was able to do in the Stardust Islands. So yeah, if it wasn't no move that was called home and shot in Frontiers, then you gonna have to like remove that jump. But yeah. But I'm gonna have to do my research up on that. So I'll get you back on that. Hit you back up on that. This nigga, I mean, this not this nigga, but this video was like 1 hour something long. But yeah. So judging off of me not knowing for sure if it was a move that was called a home and shot in Frontiers or not, I'm gonna have to give this a 9 out of 10. And the only thing that's taking me away from this junk is the fact that like Celine did not even cry her backstory when her father died. I feel like that's a little non-realistic. I feel like she should have cried. I ain't saying that everything got to be realistic now, because this is a series, but bruh, she should at least be able to cry, bro, when her father dies, bro. That's kind of weird, the fact that she didn't die, and not she didn't die, but it's kind of weird that like her father died and she didn't cry. You see what I'm saying? Like, not the fact that her father died, but the fact that she didn't cry when her father died. She should have cried, bro. It literally said that she looked up to her father more than anybody else. So if she looked up to her father more than anybody else, she should have cried, man. It's like, bruh, why would that not hit home? At that point, you don't got no emotions. Like, if you don't got no emotions, if you ain't crying at that point, if a person look up to somebody and next thing you know that person, and I'm talking about they real close to him, like how she was with her father, and that person dies, that mean that she don't got no emotions. She should have emotions, man. So yeah, man, like, so yeah, that junk right there, that's the only error really that's in this junk. Like I said before, I have to do research on the home and shot thing to see if it was an actual move that was called home and shot in the junk. Because if you was trying to say home and attack and then mess around to say a home and shot, and that move ain't even really in the game, it wasn't no move that was called home and shot in Frontiers, then yeah, you gonna have to like fix that. But I'm gonna have to go back myself and look and see if like it was a move that was called home and shot in the junk, cause it's one of the moves. If it is a move that was named that, it's one of the moves that he was doing when he was fighting. It ain't his normal little home and attack thing. You know what I'm saying, that you do when you running through the cyberspace and junk like that. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the moves that you do when you fight and you in the air and he's doing all that crazy stuff. But yeah. But yeah, it's one of them moves. But yeah though, so yeah. So yeah, so pretty much yeah. So yeah, so I'm pretty much gonna go ahead and yeah, Ben the old man, share your thoughts. Golly, I forgot all about you, man. But yeah, share your thoughts on this junk.
Alright, so my thoughts on this junk, right? I gotta agree with Bro Man 2.0, man. It's just like that one little era, man, like, you know, that's on that junk. And I'm gonna have to go back too and see, like, me and Bro Man 2.0, we gonna have to both go back and see if it was an actual move that was called home and shot in Frontiers. Cause if you tried to, Chris, if you was trying to type in home and attack and then mess around and put home and shot in there, then you gonna have to take it off. But if it's a move that was actually called home and shot in Frontiers, then yeah, that means that you was right putting that in there. But we gonna have to me and Broman 2.0, we're gonna have to go back. Don't change it yet. Just wait until we do information on it before you change that part. But the whole thing with Celine not crying, yeah, that junk gonna have to be removed, man. Cause there's no way in the world. It literally said that she looked up to her father more than anybody. And the nigga died, you mean to tell me she ain't gonna cry? Like, that's unrealistic, man. Even for a character, that's unrealistic, man. Like, I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. So yeah, man. And yeah. Now, if it was the AI's fault, then and you didn't type that in there, and the AI just put that in there, then that's different. But if you were the one that typed that in, and then the AI projected what you were typing, and then you wanted her to not cry, you gonna have to change that, man. Cause man, that seems unrealistic. It literally said that she looked up to her father more than anybody in her family, and when the nigga died, she ain't gonna cry. Like, nah, that gotta be changed, bro. So yeah. So yeah, that's the only error that's in this jump, man. And I gotta agree with Broman 2.0 on that, man, when he said that that's the only error. But like Broman 2.0 said, and I gotta agree with him too, like me and Broman 2.0, we gonna have to go back and do some research and see if it was a move that was in Frontiers that was called Home Shot. If it wasn't, then you gonna have to remove that jump, because then that means that you was typing in home and attack, and next thing you know, it put in home and shot instead of home and attack. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So don't change that part until we get back with you on it. So yeah. So yeah, man. But that's a little iffy on that part. But if it is, then Broman 2.0 is gonna call you. He gonna call you, letting you know, hey, look, man, there's no move in Frontiers that's called home and shot. He gonna let you know if it's true or not. Like, we gonna have to do like our little information, our little research on that jump, but yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Yeah, I gotta give it a 9 out of 10 too. I gotta agree with Broman 2.0 on this jump. Cause that little jump where she didn't cry, Celine didn't cry, that jump was like, I don't know, man. It seemed like she ain't had like no emotions. And how you gonna look up to a nigga, and then when the nigga die, you ain't gonna cry? Like, that's kind of weird, man. So yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, man. So yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, and that rethought thing, you don't have to change that. That's something that you did good on that. But yeah, that part where it said rethought or something like that, you don't have to change that part. But yeah, you don't need to change that part. But that part where it said something about like some you know, I don't have to say it no more. You know what we were saying, but yeah. But yes, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Yeah, see y'all, peace in the ear. Been no man now. But yeah. So yo.
Y'all, so yeah, so that's pretty much it for like Ben the old man's thoughts. And yeah, like I said before, I gotta give it a 9 out of 10. Just off of the simple fact that Celine did not cry when it literally said that she looked up to her father, and when a nigga died, she ain't even cry. Like, that junk gotta be, you gonna have to fix that, man. I don't know what the AI was doing on that. But so if y'all new to this channel, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell when y'all hit all on this, y'all get every single notification I want to upload. Also, I will be leaving a link in the description down below to this book. It's gonna say the book, and it's gonna have a link to it. It's gonna take y'all to Wattpad. If y'all not already signed in the Wattpad, then go ahead and do it. If y'all already signed the Wattpad in the app and everything, then it should take y'all straight to it without y'all signing in and anything. But if y'all never had the app before of a Wattpad, it's gonna tell y'all to sign in. So y'all gonna have to sign in, then come back to this video, click the link, then it should take you straight to it then. Yeah, like I said before, the same nigga who made Ruby the Astro Hunter is the same nigga who made this jump. Who made Stardust Trinity. So yeah, man, it's the same dude. My homie that I've been telling y'all about. So yo. So yeah, so see y'all. Peace in the Broman 2.0 out. And Friday, we gonna be reacting to like that other Street Fighter Wrath of Hado junk that's supposed to take place in the past before everything that happened in the first episode. So yeah, we will be reacting to that. So yo. So yeah, see y'all. Peace in the Broman 2.0 out. And yo. Well, I said Friday now. Friday. But yo. See y'all.